Yeah, I can hear you, Roger.
Again, just to let you know that the governor's mandate of mask, as long as you're sitting 6 feet away from someone, you can take your mask off at your seat. That's why you see all of ours with it off. But if you get up, move around, please put your mask on. But that was one of the provisions that was dropped as of today, just to let you know. It is 6:30. We will begin. This is our work session meeting, March 1st, 2021. I'm going to start with Municipal Service Committee, Chairman Ed Long.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. We have a few items on the agenda tonight. They all should be relatively quick. The first one is entering into an agreement with Cts Services. Mayor, I'm just going to let you and Matt explain that, so take off.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give Matt Weber the floor. Matt's been involved in doing this sort of thing for years with Cabot. We haven't done it in the last 3 or 4 years, is it, Matt, that we haven't? So I asked him to get some quotes for us, and he will go into the fact that council, that it's hard to get quotes because we don't know how much waste these people are going to bring in. So we have an amount per ton or per item or whatever it may be, but Matt will go into kind of who he talked to and the companies he's worked with. So Matt, turn the floor over to you.
Due to my involvement with this matter, I will be abstaining from all votes. But however, I would like to take a little bit of time to go over some background just on relevant information that some of you may or may not know. And I just want to also, by abstaining, I want to avoid any possible or perceived conflict of interest. So I'm going to go ahead and go out front. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with this operation. For a long number of years, Cabot City Beautiful has been the planner and organizer and conductor of Cabot cleanup events in partnership with the city. Our organization is also a member of the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission's affiliate network, and they have used Cabot's events as one of their models in the past. So got that feather in our cap. So for those of you that may not have been here very long, Cabot Cleanup Day got pretty much its official or unofficial beginnings after the March '76 tornado that pretty much devastated all of Cabot. And it became a little bit more organized in the mid to early '80s with an annual litter pickup, which was held at City Hall parking lot. Over the years, the volume of collected trash and debris continued to increase, as well as some hazardous waste that was brought to us, but we were not able to handle it. So in 2001, cleanup went from one event to 2 events. The fall event was strictly a litter pickup. For the spring event, we added the household hazardous waste component. We hired a contractor, and the amount that was collected that year, the invoice was about $6,700. We also collected tires and some auto boat batteries, things like that. But because the operation had grown in size, we had to move it from City Hall to the high school parking lot. Mid to late 2000s, we added e-waste, which is electronics, TVs, computers, things of that nature. And that was through the Central Arkansas Planning and Development District. They provided that option for us. And we also started collecting scrap metal separate from what we were putting into the dumpsters. The Boy Scouts take that and are using it as a fundraiser. So they benefited. In 2013, we switched hazardous waste contractors because the one that we had been dealing with went out of business. So we switched from Hazmert to Rhineco. And then in 2014, we moved the operation from the high school over to junior high south just because the logistics, traffic flow, everything was so much better and easier to conduct the event. Over the years, costs went up incrementally due to the increases in the volumes that we were collecting. And of course, as you know, nothing goes down in price. The contractors' pricings went up as well. So over those years, from that $6,700 when we first started, it went anywhere from $11,000 to $15,000 every year. Could you hand out that number one? In 2017, that was the last time that we had the hazardous waste collection. And Michael is going to be handing out a listing of everything that we collected that year just to give you a base. Per City Hall request, we moved the event from Junior High South to the regional park out off of Willie Ray. We had a very good event, but the logistics stunk. It was terrible. So it hampered things traffic flow-wise, but overall the collections were on par for what we had been doing over the past few years. In 2018, had a meeting with the mayor's office asking for additional help with hosting and conducting this event because it had become so large. I'm just going to be blunt with you. We were met with indifference, and eventually the line item in the city budget disappeared. Since then, there has not been a hazardous...
Could you refer which mayor that was?
That was your predecessor.
Okay.
Not you. And I'm getting to that. Since then, we haven't had a hazardous waste collection in Cabot. We have continued to do our litter pickup citywide, our 2 events every year. When Mr. Kincaid became mayor in 2019, we initiated a conversation to try to bring back the hazardous waste collection event, and he seemed receptive. I just want to give you some additional information. As the mayor alluded to, there are two main factors involved with the costs of conducting an event like this. The exact price quote from a contractor is impossible. They can only provide an estimate based on the previous volumes that have been collected. If you have never had an event, they will do their best guess based on your population. The final dollar amount that is achieved after the event includes the collection of the hazardous waste, containing it or containerizing it, transporting it in whatever disposal method they use, either recycle, reuse, incinerate. Another factor, the question of limiting collection amounts. We have set the times for our events in the past from 9 a.m. till noon. And according to the contractors, that's about the best amount of time to do it, about 3 to 4 hours.
It was a corner and I blocked at the goalie side, so I moved it and went straight into goal.
Play by play?
Oh yeah, that.
However, when you set a time, that's great as long as we can still accept all of the items that are being brought. But once we hit capacity of what the contractor can accept, and it's only happened twice since I've been involved with this, we've had to shut it down. Don't want to do that. But if the contractor says we're full, we're full. We could probably continue to take tires, scrap metal, things of that nature. But as far as, you know, whether it's motor oil, latex paint, whatever it is, and I really don't want to do that. And there was one year that actually there was a police officer there at the event on standby, and he actually handled turning the people away, and I was very thankful for that I didn't have to go out there and do it. Okay, so continuing on the timeline, American Cade announced at our January council meeting that we would be having an event, a household hazardous waste event in this year. So since then, we've been working feverishly to try to organize a spring event. We've contacted all of the past contributors for their involvement, and all of these things that I'm going to mention are at no cost. So the only cost involved with this event is the contractor that we have to hire for the hazardous waste. So we've already got Central Arkansas Waste District, and that handles the tires. Contacted the Junior High South, and they're okay with us and having the event there. The Boy Scouts are very excited. Yes, it's a fundraiser, so they're all in for the scrap metal. Central Arkansas Planning and Development District, Lee Poole was here last meeting. She's my point of contact there, and that's for the e-waste, the electronics. WCA is in for the dumpsters that we need for the waste, and we've also got a shredding company that is wanting to come in. So that still leaves the key component of the hazardous waste contractor. We needed cost estimates, so I began reaching out. I first attempted to contact the company that we had dealt with for many years, Rhineco. They were bought out by a company called Heritage out of Indiana. I did receive pricing information from Indianapolis, from Heritage. I also received information from Clean Harbors, which is out of Tulsa. But then I received information from Cts Services, which is out of Benton, Arkansas, right down the road. I wish I could shop Cabot first, but we don't have that service in Cabot. All of them had comparable pricing, and they are turnkey operations. They come in, they set up, they take what you have, they go away, and then they send you an invoice. I found that a Mr. Tim Clay was the field manager for CTS. He was the field manager for Rhineco when we had the events here. He is very familiar with Cabot and what our needs are and how to set up and run an operation in Cabot. So that just naturally to me was he knows, he's familiar, he's with a good company. So I thought I had all my ducks in a row. So would you hand out that second one? Oh, you already did? Okay. So what we did was we sent those totals from that 2017 event to these three companies, and they in turn sent us back the pricing estimates. So we've put together a acceptable items list that they gave us feedback on. If there is anything else that comes through that is not on that list. One year we had a nice lady come through, her husband had passed away, and she brought in a load of dynamite in her trunk of her Buick. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that shows up, you know. So we don't know what's going to show up. And I know this sounds like a Nancy Pelosi, you know, pass it before you know what's in it, but this is the best we can do to give you an idea of what the pricing is going to be for this event. So this past week, the mayor and the city attorney reminded me that the bidding process would have to come into play when we're dealing with an amount over $20,000. And since we have not had an event in 3 years, I'm guessing that there's probably stuff out there. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be more than $23,000, which the price tag was for our last event in 2017. In order for us to have a spring event, the council would need to make a decision on waiving the bids. Also, waiving the second and third readings. And I know you know that I don't like that at all. So if you decide not to do it, I understand. If we have to, we'll wait until fall to do this. But I've given you everything that I can give you, and I'm hoping that you'll please consider CTS for this based on their proximity and their familiarity with Cabot. And before I go, I'm going to ask the council to please consider, when we're determining the 2022 budget, that we consider adding this line item back into the budget for the city so that we can conduct these events, because I think that they're very important, and based on the feedback that I've gotten from the community wants it. So thank you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
And another thing we checked out, council, is could we figure out kind of at 19.5, cut them off, and there's no way to do it. They don't have the scales or anything out there to tell us what that would be. Right. I mean, we just want to come fully disclosed.
If we were to set, and they've already given me the feedback on that that's impossible, but you would have to have somebody sitting there monitoring the amounts, figuring the dollar amount, and when we hit the $19.99 and 99 cents, we throw up a red flag and call Cabot PD to cut off the line. It's just not feasible.
Just curious, how do they determine the amount that they're getting now bases off the numbers they have? I mean, who monitors that? Are they monitoring that, or?
I guess I didn't catch part of the question. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, so like you have 120 batteries. Obviously, the Boy Scouts are getting like 87 bulbs, fluorescent, 8 foot. Who monitors that that's really the numbers?
So before the contractor leaves the parking lot, we go through, whoever is in charge from our organizer standpoint, we go through the inventory of what they've collected. They have to get all of their placards in place for what they're going to be transporting away from the event. So that gives us time while they're computing their paperwork and putting the placards out. We're actually walking through all of the containerized area, whether it's the 55-gallon drums of oil and paint, I don't know how many batteries are in that jug, but I'm taking them at their word.
I'm with you.
Three observations. Number one, we've not had it in 3 years, and I think that is one of the reasons that we see tires in the ditches and those kinds of things now. We can't allow that to happen in this community anymore. We need to be able to do these events. If it was under $20,000, the mayor could handle it and deal with it. I don't think that's even possible, especially for this event. I just don't. I have a question for Ben. Ben, this is such a unique event, experience, and such a niche business till if anything ever fell into waiving bids, this is it, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. I reviewed everything that Matt sent over and the mayor submitted to me. My concern, especially when waiving the bids, isn't so much getting the bids, it's evaluating them. Once we get those bids in, if the formal bidding process happens, the lowest bidder has a legal has a legal right to that bid. And there's such a wide degree of variables, we legitimately may not be able to tell who is the lowest bidder. The numbers will be different, but the variables are so wide. I was concerned on that angle. So I think doing quotes like this and then selecting the lowest quote combined with who we think is the best fit, I think that is the best angle for the city to go in this matter. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree totally on this. I was fortunate enough to be on the email chain on the information that you were sending out, Matt, and I think you've done a superb job on gathering this up and finding out about it. This is not an easy event. I came out to the one out at Regional Park out there, and I quickly left.
You quickly left and got out of there?
It is an absolutely amazing what they have to do and how much work they put into it and how they have to categorize everything and how they have to, it just goes on and on and on. It takes a real professional event to make this happen and keep us legal, to keep us from falling in the wasteland with EPA and those folks. But I think this is something that we absolutely need to do. I don't have any question about that. Now, back to your budgetary item or request. Mayor, I would have no objections of pulling this out of the Community Development Fund. If there's anything that's ever community development, this is absolutely it. There's no question about it. And, you know, if that's agreeable with you and Tammy, I think that's where it needs to be paid for out of this. I don't think that anybody on the council would have any objections to that, but I think that is absolutely a commitment for community development. I really do believe that. That being said, has anybody on the council got any questions for Matt? Matt, when's your target date on having this?
March 20th. The reason for that is because of using, I'm sorry I didn't go over that in my comments, the reason for using the school district property is that because of the logistics, but the timing of it, that is the first Saturday at the beginning of spring break. The hazardous waste folks will be exiting with all of their stuff when they leave on Saturday afternoon. Some of the other items, the dumpsters for the waste, the receptacles for the scrap metal, the tire trailer, some of those things may not get picked up until Monday morning based on the businesses and companies. So that allows us to leave some of those things there at the school and not have to worry about teacher and student parking, the traffic flow through that area. It just makes it so much easier.
The reason that the event works smoother over at Southside, now correct me if I'm wrong, is because you've got a way in and a way out. And
Yes,
you
sir.
line that up, and it just becomes an assembly line once it gets started and everything like that. I remember the year you had it over there, and
When
it worked very smoothly, it looked to me like over there. Probably better than it did up here on the hill.
Yes, the drive at Junior High South is perfect. When we did the event at the high school, we went over to the highway department and borrowed every orange cone that they had. And we built, I think Jackie can attest to this if he's here, we built a snake of cones to try to get people off of Lincoln Street. And if you've put down and picked up 350, 400 cones, that's a task in itself. So that area definitely works better.
All right, anybody else got any questions on it?
Last thing, yes, the contractor brings their folks in and they handle all that operation. The Boy Scouts will be handling the scrap metal, but the remainder of the workforce are volunteers. So if anybody is interested in helping that day, we would gladly accept your help.
Anybody got any questions, either on the council or in the audience? All right, I need a motion.
Do we need the motion to waive the second and third reading first? I'll make a motion to send it to full council.
I'll second.
I got a motion, second, to send to full council. It will show up in our meeting immediately after this, and there will be a request from the author of this event to waive the second and third reading and do the emergency clause on it. That's going to just about have to be done. And Jeffrey, we're going to need your help, buddy, because we're right here on top of this. I mean, it's not but 19 days away, so if y'all could help us out on letting everybody know about it, we would appreciate it. I've got a motion, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Long. Reed.
Aye.
Red.
Aye.
Cope.
Aye.
Thank you much. I appreciate it. This is a good event. It's going to be a needed event. I'm telling you, it's, I think, Matt, you're going to be surprised the amount of stuff that you get on this one this time. It will be. It will absolutely be a long day. I believe that takes, no, I've got, Jesus, I've got 2 or 3 more. I thought I was about done. Condemnation of 12 burns. The way that our Harmful Structure Committee has been working, it's folded in with the Municipal Services Committee, and because of our little friend that we've had with us for a little over a year now, COVID, we've tried not to have meetings, so to speak, just to burn up airtime, but Laura has been sending out the complete package to this on everybody on the committee, giving everybody enough time, and thank you, Laura, for that, so that we could actually go by and look at these and visit with them and walk around them and do what we needed to on our own time and check them out, and then report back to Laura any of the concerns or anything we had, felt like that it didn't need to be on it, if it did need to be on it, all of that. And it has seemed to work quite well. I think it has anyway, and Laura's not throwing any rocks at me, so I'm assuming she's happy with the way it's been working. So we have 2 here tonight, and Laura, whenever you come up, go ahead and present both of them if you would. That's 12 burns and 2008 North 2nd Street.
Yes, this has worked, sending them out to each member of the Municipal Services Committee, and I appreciate each one of you for getting your information back to me as quick as I asked for it, if not sooner. The first one we have is 12 Burns Drive. This house has been abandoned for a little while. We actually have tried to reach out to the homeowner multiple times and have not had any response. We've had complaints from the neighbors. As you can see in the packet, this house is in dire need of some TLC or just complete tear down. So the original condemnation paperwork and a board and secure notice was sent to the homeowner and was returned. So I went and searched out where this homeowner may have moved, if they had moved, stayed in Cabot, or if they moved elsewhere. I managed to track them down and sent a notice to them. The notice has not been signed for, but delivery has been made. The attempt has been made. I talked to Ben earlier today to make sure that we are following the legal proper way to notify the occupant, and we have. Just because they haven't signed for it doesn't mean that we have not legally notified them. I've also posted this in the paper as well. So, and on this particular one, I did send a letter to the mortgage company just to let them know what was going on. I've not heard back from anybody on this property. So that's 12 Burns in a nutshell. The 2008 North 2nd Street, if you've been here long enough, that was the old barbecue place in town. It's been vacant for many years as well, and it's fallen down. We've notified the owners. They did receive the first notice that we sent to them. However, the second notice that I sent to let them know about the condemnation process tonight, they did not answer that, and it is still my letter is still sitting at the post office as well. They've not signed for that. We've not heard anything back as far as if they're wanting to take care of the property or let us know what to move forward with. So on either one of these, we've not heard anything. So it is in y'all's hands on how we should proceed with this. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions at all? Ben, I'm going to ask you what I ask you on every one of these. You are absolutely certain that we are have completed all of our legal obligations on these and can move forward, correct?
Yes, sir, I am. I discussed the matter with the board earlier today, and I am satisfied with the notice today.
Okay, very good. These are also going to show up later tonight, so we do want to make sure that everybody is happy with it on moving forward with it. So any questions? Both of these are in dire need of something. At Burns Drive, if I'm not mistaken, Joe, I hate to call on you and step on your toes, but I think we started the process on this one back a while back, years back, and it got dropped for some reason. I don't know why. So it's been that long. It's been hanging on out there for a long, long time. Same thing with 2nd Street. This has not just poked its head up either. We've been aware of it. So if everybody's satisfied with it, then I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to move it to full council.
Let's do these one at a time. I think Ben would be happier with that if we did. So let's do these one at a time. So
I'll make a motion, we move 12 Burns Drive to full council for condemnation.
got a motion for 12 Burns Drive. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Tammy, call the vote, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion on North 2nd Street. I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion on North 2nd Street.
Got a motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second for 2008 North 2nd to be moved to the council for condemnation. Any other questions on it? Tammy, call the vote, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much on both those. The next item on my agenda is the appointment of Brian Williams to the Advertising and Promotion Commission. Do we have anybody from Advertising and Promotion here tonight?
We had the two council members that are on the board, but
Either one of y'all want to make the presentation on this?
There were two candidates that were asked for bios, and only one of them sent them in. So the commission voted and approve Mr. Williamson.
So Mr. Williams is getting it by default.
And he works at, or he owns Peppermint Grill.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I'm glad
Peppermint
I'm
Cafe
glad he
Grill.
I'm glad he stepped up to do it. I think he's going to be a good addition to that. Is he here tonight? He's not here tonight, is he? Yeah, he is. There he is. You want to come up and introduce yourself and give us a nickel tour of Brian Williams?
The restaurant has really good fries.
And good catfish on
Got good
Fridays.
catfish.
That still doesn't get y'all a discount, though.
And not bad omelets.
Well, I think everything is good. That's the plan. Yeah, I was approached by one of the members of the chamber with this opening. They wanted to see if I was interested in joining, and I said, sure. Wanted me to submit to, I guess, you guys or to the chamber, kind of my background on what I've done. And it started, you know, a long time ago. We don't need to get back to the year and all that, but it was in the 80s when I started working. And I worked for a company called Circuit City, which is defunct. But I left those guys before that happened. And I joined a little company called Waffle House. And I worked with those guys for 28 years, including about the last 12 here in Cabot. Business partner and I decided we could do it as well ourselves, so we went out on our own and we opened the Peppermint Cafe and Grill almost 3 years ago. And despite our friend who you talked about, Mr. COVID, you know, we're still hanging in there and doing what we can and trying to grow our business. So I'd like to, anything I can do to help with the A&P board, I'm here for you.
Mr. Williams, I was on the A&P Commission for several years, and I appreciate you for stepping up and volunteering to do it. It's tough. It is really, really tough whenever there's an opening on that commission to get people that are involved in the industry that actually collects that tax from the citizens to want to be on that commission. And I appreciate you more than you'll ever realize for doing that. Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Anybody got any questions for Mr. Williams? Need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion? I need a second.
I'll second.
Tammy, call the roll, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Mr. Williams will take action on this at the next meeting immediately following this one. But again, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
And with that, that concludes my business, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Long. We will do input at the end for all committees. Next committee is Budget and Personnel. Matt, do you have anything?
I do not, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Police and Fire. James, do you have anything?
We don't have anything on our agenda unless you might have something on disposal of records for fire department that you want to bring up.
Chief Boswell mentioned this to me today because he knew about this cleanup coming up soon, and he didn't have the documents ready. And I said, well, I'll just mention to council tonight if you're all okay with on the 15th if we can bring the resolution to destroy some old documents, and we'll save a bunch of money by shredding them at the cleanup, or it'll be included in what we're paying anyway. So not really saving, but you know what I mean. Go ahead and get rid of them on the 20th. So I just wanted to bring that up and see if you're all okay for us to bring legislation next time without discussing it. But it's just like we do police department. We just need to shred some documents that are 30 years old, I believe, that's been sitting out in another building that we're cleaning up. He's shaking his head, yes. Okay, next, Community Development Committee. Ed?
Nothing in what I've already spoke of. I guess I should have held it for this, but I think it was appropriate to mention it then. I think this community cleanup stuff needs to come out of that, and I think that needs to be a line item underneath that if you and Tammy see fit.
Okay.
But other than that, no, we're just in a holding pattern with the announcement that has already been made publicly and everything. I know that you and Matthew over here have posted the job opening, and we're just going to wait on your guidance from there, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ed. Okay, Military Affairs Committee, Ron?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Ron. General community input. Anyone? Seeing none, could I get a motion to adjourn at 7:07?
So move.
Got a motion by Ed, a second by James. All in favor, say aye. Okay, adjourn
Aye.
at 7:07. If you want to take a 5-minute break, we'll reconvene at 7:12. We're going to start off with an opening prayer by James Reed. If you would stand, please, and after that, if Ed Long could lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Father, thank you for the free country that we live in and those that have sacrificed to maintain that. Lord, we ask your blessings on our country and our leaders. Lord, we ask you to bless us as we take on the business of the city, that we do it fairly and do it to our best ability. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Place the flag, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, James and Ed. Next item, roll call vote, please, Tammy. Sorry, not roll call, but roll call.
Long,
Here.
Jones,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Cope,
Here.
Reed, Weber,
Here.
Waymack.
Thank you, Tammy. All are present. Next item, can I get a motion to read ordinances and resolutions by title only?
Make a motion to read all ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
We got a motion from Matt, a second by Michael. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Okay, we have two items of City Council old business. First item, Tammy, is ordinance number 5 of 2021.
Ordinance number 5 of 2021, an ordinance to rezone part of the northeast 1/4, southwest 1/4, section 19, South Pine Street, Cabot, Lonoke County, Arkansas, from C-2 R-1 to R-4H, amending the land use plan, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. Third reading.
Any action, council?
Make a motion, we adopt ordinance 5 of 2021.
I'll second.
We got a motion from Ed, a second by James, to adopt ordinance number 5 of 2021. Any discussion? Any from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
No.
Waymack,
No.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 6-2. The mercy clause, anyone?
Mayor, I was told earlier today the emergency clause was not going to be needed.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next item, ordinance number 6 of 2021.
Number 6 of 2021, an ordinance to amend Article 4 of the Unified Development Code and for other purposes. Second reading.
No action is needed on this from my part, is what I'm seeing out in the audience. So unless council wants any action, I'll proceed to new business, unless there's any more old business.
Let's just go ahead and roll it for third reading next month, please.
Okay, yes, sir. Any other old business, council? Seeing none, we're going to move into new business. Tammy, ordinance number 8 of 2021.
Number 8 of 2021, an ordinance to rezone part of the southeast 1/4, southwest 1/4, section 19, Campground Road, City of Cabot, Lonoke County, Arkansas, from R-1 to R-2, amending the land use plan, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. First reading.
We don't need any other readings waived on this either. Just FYI, council, unless one of you wanted to make a motion. Seeing none, next item, ordinance 9 of 2021.
Number 9 of 2021, an ordinance to rezone part of the south one-half, Section 19, South Pine Street, City of Cabot, Lonoke County, Arkansas, from R-1 to C-2, General Commercial District, amending the land use plan, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. First reading.
Okay. We don't need any readings waived. Does anyone in the council? Seeing none, next item, ordinance number 10 of 2021.
Number 10 of 2021, an ordinance to rezone 801 through 906 Eagle Street, City of Cabot, Lonoke County, Arkansas, from R-1 to R-4 single family, amending the land use plan, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. First reading.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to waive the second and third reading.
Okay.
I second.
I got a motion from Mr. James Reed, a second from Brandon Hillenberg to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 10 of 2021. Any discussion?
Mayor, I think it's absolutely appropriate to do that. This has been to the Planning Commission. It has obviously been well advertised. That is in Ward 1. I've not received one comment, one phone call, one email, or one text message since this plan was made public. They quite obviously know my email because I probably received 55 on the other one. I don't know if Michael has been the recipient of any or not. I've not been able to speak with him about it, but as far as I am concerned on it, it is ready to go.
I received a bunch of emails as well, Ed, but that was from the first time. So this is their second time through planning. Mr. Emberling listened to his neighbors and very honorably changed from duplexes to single-family housing, which that's, in my book, a great Cabot resident, listened to his neighbors, and I applaud that. And I too agree that to continue. Any other discussion from council? Any from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coat.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt the emergency clause of number 10 of 2021.
We got to adopt the ordinance.
Got to adopt the ordinance first. I'll always do that. Always do that.
Not always. No, you don't.
Okay. Then I will change my motion to adopt the ordinance, number 10 of 2021.
And I'll second that.
Got a motion by Ed, a second from James to adopt ordinance number 10 of 2021. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coat.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Renew my motion to adopt the emergency clause of ordinance 10 of 2021. I think this
second.
gentleman has waited long enough.
I got a motion by Ed, a second from Stephen Red to adopt the emergency clause on ordinance number 10 of 2021. Any discussion, council? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coat.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item, ordinance number 11 of 2021, Tammy.
Number 11 of 2021, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with CTS Services, Inc. to waive the competitive bidding requirements in order to enter into that agreement, to declare an emergency, and for other purposes. First reading.
I make a motion to waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Brandon Hillenberg, a second from James Reed, to waive the second, third reading of ordinance number 11 of 2021. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Abstain.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 7-0-1. Action on the ordinance.
Make a motion, we adopt the emergency clause on ordinance number 11 of 2021 due to the fact that we are right up against this event.
We got to do the ordinance first.
See, I told you I done it every time. See, and you argued with me.
You just did that one on purpose.
I'll make the
Oh, I
motion.
didn't.
No, you just didn't want to lose.
I'll make the motion to accept the ordinance 11 of 2021.
I'll second.
I got adoption for ordinance number 11 of 2021 from James Reed, a second from Stephen Redd. Any discussion? Any discussion from the audience? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Abstain.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 7-0-1.
Thank you.
Can I do my emergency clause now, Mayor?
You may.
I make a motion, we adopt the emergency clause of ordinance number 11, 2021.
I second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by Brandon, to adopt the emergency clause to ordinance number 11 of 2021. Any discussion? All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Abstain.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 7-0-1. Next items, resolution number 11 of 2021, please, Tammy.
Resolution number 11 of 2021, a resolution declaring the structure located at 12 Burns Drive in the city of Cabot to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structure, providing a period of time for the property owner to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
I'll make a motion that we adopt Resolution 11, 2021.
I'll second.
I got a motion by James and a second by Stephen to adopt resolution number 11 of 2021. Now, with discussion with this is public discussion. We don't have to enter into a public hearing, but we have to give everyone the right to speak for condemning or against condemning. Anyone on council before I go to the audience? Seeing none, anyone in the audience for condemning or against condemning that you'd like to come to the mic and speak? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item is resolution number 12 of 2021.
Number 12 of 2021, a resolution declaring the structure located at 2008 North 2nd Street in the city of Cabot to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structure, providing a period of time for the property owners to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
Make a motion, we adopt resolution number 12 of 2021.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second from James Reed to adopt resolution number 12 of 2021. As is the last resolution, this is open to the public to speak about whether you want for condemnation or against condemnation. I will begin with the council. Seeing none, I'll begin with the public. Seeing none, comments will end. Roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Jones,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item is resolution number 13 of 2021. Please, Tammy.
Number 13 of 2021, a resolution to appoint Brian Williamson to the Advertising and Promotion Commission and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 13 of 2021.
Second.
Got a motion from James, a second by Matt Weber, to adopt resolution number 13 of 2021. Any discussion?
Mayor, I was going to say this a while ago, if you would indulge me just a
Sure.
second. This commission, this A&P commission, is like our Water Wastewater Commission. It is self-perpetuating. So that is why, and this is for the benefit of some of the newer members on the council, because I don't know if I had an opportunity to explain this or not. That's why that it is coming to us the way that it is. It comes directly from the Planning Commission, from the A&P Commission. They pass a resolution on their end of it, send the resolution to the mayor, he brings it to us. Like all of our other appointments on commissions, they go through the mayor, they are his appointments, his nominations, and they come to us for ratification. This one comes directly from the commission over, and I just thought it was important that that need to be said.
Thank you, Ed.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Thank you. Any further comments by council? See none, any by the public? See none, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Congratulations. Next item is community input. If you'd like to speak about any item or issue, or you can come up and address the mayor and the council. Just state your name, but write your address on the form up front so we can disclose it in the minutes. You don't have to say it right now with the video, but if you just write it down. So if you'd like to come forward, please do. See none. Council, do you have anything before we adjourn? Do I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
From who was that from? James Reed, motion to adjourn. Who's my second? Ed Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn at 7:30. Thanks, everybody, for coming.